The traditions of the Masters tournament are among the most revered in all of sports, and few are as exclusive, or as symbolic, as the annual Champions Dinner held at Augusta National Golf Club. Reserved strictly for past winners, the dinner represents entry into one of golf's most elite circles. For years, Rory McIlroy stood just outside that circle, knocking persistently but unable to step inside. That is, until his long-awaited victory finally granted him access, not just to the green jacket, but to a seat at the most exclusive table in golf. But before that triumph, McIlroy experienced a moment at Augusta that he would rather forget, a strange, slightly embarrassing encounter that perfectly captured his complicated relationship with the Masters. Recounting the story, McIlroy described an awkward incident from the previous year, when he found himself unintentionally brushing up against one of the tournament's most sacred traditions. At the time, he had not yet won the Masters, meaning he was not eligible to attend the Champions Dinner. Still, he was on the grounds of Augusta National, arriving for what was supposed to be a simple dinner with his close friend and fellow professional golfer. As he drove down the iconic Magnolia Lane, a stretch of road synonymous with golfing greatness, McIlroy encountered an unexpected dilemma. Upon reaching Founders Circle near the clubhouse, he instinctively prepared to park his car and hand over the keys to the valet, something he had done many times before. But then reality hit him. At that exact moment, past champions were gathered on the clubhouse balcony, enjoying cocktails ahead of the Champions Dinner. It was a scene filled with legends of the game, players who had earned their place through victory at Augusta. McIlroy, despite his immense talent and global stature, was not yet among them. Suddenly, the simple act of stepping out of his car became fraught with potential embarrassment. "I don't want to valet, get out, they're going to see me, and it's going to be weird," he admitted. That it was a fleeting moment, but one that carried symbolic weight. For years, McIlroy had been one of the best players in the world, a multiple major champion with victories at the US Open, the Open Championship, and the PGA Championship. Yet, the Masters remained the missing piece, the final step needed to complete the career Grand Slam. That near miss at the Champions Dinner served as a subtle reminder of what he had yet to achieve. Everyone in that room, every past champion, knew McIlroy belonged among them in terms of talent and accomplishments. But Augusta is a place governed by tradition and results, not potential. Until you win, you wait. The Champions Dinner itself dates back to 1952, when the legendary Ben Hogan introduced the idea following his 1951 Masters victory. His vision was simple yet profound: gather all past winners for an intimate evening of camaraderie, reflection, and celebration. The inaugural dinner included icons such as Horton Smith, Gene Sarazen, Byron Nelson, and Sam Snead, names that helped shape the early history of the sport. Over the decades, the tradition has evolved into one of the most anticipated events of Masters Week. Each year, the defending champion selects the menu, often incorporating dishes that reflect their heritage, personal tastes, or memorable moments from their career. It is both a privilege and a responsibility, a chance to leave a personal imprint on Augusta's history. For McIlroy, finally earning the right to host this dinner in 2026 represents the culmination of a long and often frustrating journey. His victory in 2025 not only secured his place among the greats but also removed the psychological burden that had followed him for years. Yet, even after achieving this milestone, McIlroy found himself grappling with new questions. "What do I do from now onwards?" he wondered. "What motivates me? What gets me going? What do I still want to achieve in the game?" These are not uncommon thoughts for athletes who reach the pinnacle of their sport. After years of chasing a singular goal, its fulfillment can create a sense of uncertainty. For McIlroy, the Masters had been both a dream and an obsession. Now that it was conquered, he faced the challenge of redefining his ambitions. As the defending champion and host of the Champions Dinner, McIlroy approached the occasion with the same thoughtfulness and attention to detail that have defined his career. His menu selections quickly became a topic of discussion within the golf world, drawing praise for their sophistication and balance. The menu featured an elegant blend of flavors, beginning with yellowfin tuna carpaccio sourced from the renowned Le Bernardin. The main course showcased Wagyu filet mignon, paired with traditional Irish champ, a nod to McIlroy's roots. For dessert, guests were treated to sticky toffee pudding, a classic indulgence that added a comforting finish to the meal. however, it was the wine selection that truly captured attention. McIlroy curated an impressive list that combined vintage excellence with modern refinement. Among the highlights were a 2015 Salon d'Es Champagne, a 2022 Domaine Laflave Batard Montrachet Burgundy, a 1990 Chateau Lafite Rothschild Bordeaux, and a 1989 Chateau d'Yquem Sauternes. These choices not only reflected McIlroy's refined taste but also underscored the significance of the occasion. The Champions Dinner is not just a meal, it is an experience, one that celebrates both individual achievement and the shared history of the Masters. Veteran players, including two-time Masters champion Ben Crenshaw, expressed enthusiasm about the menu, particularly the wine selection. Crenshaw even joked that the lavish choices might come at a considerable cost, a reminder that hosting the dinner is as much a financial commitment as it is an honor. Fans, too, reacted positively, with many praising McIlroy's menu as a step up from previous years. Comparisons were inevitably drawn to the dinner hosted by Scottie Scheffler, whose selections had sparked mixed reactions. In contrast, McIlroy's offerings were widely regarded as sophisticated and fitting for the occasion. Beyond the food and drink, however, the true significance of the Champions Dinner lies in what it represents. For McIlroy, it marks his full acceptance into a group he had long admired, a group defined not just by talent, but by achievement at Augusta. Looking back, his awkward moment near the valet stand now feels almost poetic. It was a brief glimpse of what it meant to be on the outside looking in, a reminder of the exclusivity and prestige that define the Masters. And now, just a year later, he finds himself at the center of that world, welcoming others into it. This transformation highlights the unique nature of Augusta National. Few places in sport place such emphasis on tradition, continuity, and earned respect. Every ritual, from the green jacket ceremony to the Champions Dinner, carries a sense of history that connects past and present. For McIlroy, becoming part of that history is both a personal triumph and a professional milestone. It validates years of effort, resilience, and belief, qualities that have defined his journey from a young prodigy in Northern Ireland to one of the game's most accomplished players. As he prepares to host his first Champions Dinner, McIlroy does so with a deeper appreciation for what it means to belong. The awkwardness of the past has given way to confidence and fulfillment, replaced by the knowledge that he has earned his place among the greats, and while he may never want to relive that weird moment from the previous year, it serves as a powerful reminder of how far he has come. From standing nervously outside the circle to leading one of its most cherished traditions, McIlroy's journey at Augusta is a testament to perseverance and the enduring allure of the Masters. In the end, the story is not just about a dinner or a menu, it is about arrival. It is about crossing the final threshold and becoming part of something timeless. And for Rory McIlroy, that moment has finally arrived at the Masters tournament, in the heart of Augusta National Golf Club.